Hi, my lovely friends. Hope you have a lovely day. I did have a lovely day too, and I'm happy to speak to you all. My name is Valoris. You can call me Val. A lot of people call me Val because it's easy to remember and it's short. Today's video has to do with illegal immigrants and undocumented people, illegals. Now, people who want to come, I'm speaking to you from Canada. People who want to come to Canada will go to any ends to get into the country. They'll sell land, they'll borrow money, they'll do things that they're ashamed of doing just to come into this country. When you're in Jamaica and you're not working, you're struggling, you have children, and you see people come to Jamaica, they look nice, they smell nice, nice clothes, nice shoes, jewelry, they start to dress up the patois and they rent cars and they drive all over and they give gifts and, they have a good time. And you see them looking like that, you wish and you want to come away. And you'll ask them to help you to come away if you're that close to them. Some of them will help you, but they will counsel you. They will tell you how hard it is to come into the country without proper papers and what are the consequences on his or her part if they help you out and keep you at the home. If somebody helped you into the country and they says, okay, you come on a visit, and when you come on a visit, you will you'll get anywhere from, I think, 30 days to 6 weeks, and after that you have to go. They cannot keep you. If they keep you and somebody report it to the immigration, they will charge that person $5,000 and more for harboring an illegal. So it's very risky. So the moment you come here, you start looking for work. After the time has expired in a passport, you are classified as illegal. When you get a job, make sure you'll be deported after the limit of the time you're here is over. You can be deported. So what a lot of people do, they start looking for work immediately. You find a job, you start putting down your money. I don't know who's going to save your money for you because you can't trust people. You have to send it home, or I don't know how, what you're going to do with it. But part of it, always leave a part to pay your plane fare. And I'll tell you why you need to put a part to pay your plane fare once you're caught. Okay? Now, the other thing is, when people come to Jamaica, I can speak for Jamaica, and people tell you it's tough in Canada if you don't have papers. Believe them. They're telling you the truth. Alright? If they don't tell you it's tough, they're not your friend. It is tough. It's even tougher for the people living here. And they'll first bawl out, oh, the illegal people take away the jobs when they don't want the jobs. Okay? You will find work in nursing homes, private homes, babysitting, or days work going from one house to the other, cleaning, washing, ironing, whatever you can do to get some money to help your loved ones and your children back home, or to achieve the goal you come for. Know what you come here for. You want a job so you can buy a piece of land, a car, start a business, numerous things you come here for. So make sure you know that you start putting away money in case you get caught. And once you're caught, do not resist these immigration people. Okay? They may lock you up. Ask them to send you home. Tell them you have your fare. Go home, you have chance of coming back legal. Okay? Go home. Make no fuss. Just tell them. You could even ask somebody to buy the ticket and bring it to them, and you leave the country peacefully. Because then you have chances to come back. Alright? Now while you're working, you're afraid even of your shadow. Okay? You're afraid if you see anybody in a suit. People you don't know. Okay? You don't talk to people much. You don't tell people your business. Okay? You just go to your work and pray and fret. I hope that you're not caught. But prepare to be caught. Pray to God that I don't get caught until I get my car or money to start my business. But go home. You're classified as illegal. But you're not going to tell any and everybody. Okay? Now, there's a big secret I have to tell you. You might be subjected to a lot of abuse. Every kind of abuse under the sun. Okay? You may be subjected to that because people take advantage of people when they know they're illegal. Now, the number one thing, this lady, there's a card. It looks like a credit card. It's got 9 numbers on it. People will have a number and they will sell it. They'll sell the number on the card. They won't sell the card. And I understand those cards are going for $300 for the 9 numbers. So if you buy that 9 numbers for 300 Canadian dollars, okay, people will, you don't know nothing about that card. Those 9 numbers, okay, you don't know the person. You don't know nothing about that person. That card carries a vast amount of information about the real owner for that card. You don't know the person's age. You don't know if the person is alive. You don't know if the person is retired. Excuse me. You don't know if the person is in prison. You don't know if the person has left the country. You don't know if the person is a runaway murderer or excuse me. So much things that you don't know about the numbers on the card. Okay? So never ever excuse me, buy a card from nobody. It's best you're desperate for work. You're gonna make sure the first thing you do is you rent a room. You may share kitchen and bathroom with 4 other people. And you furnish room because you're on the run if you're caught. People are afraid even to answer the door if it's blocked, if it's knocked. Okay? You don't invite nobody, you don't expect nobody, you don't open the door. Okay? So, to be safe, you rent a furnished room and make sure buy a bucket with a cover. Because 4 people using 1 bathroom, nature takes its course, you cannot knock on the door. Okay? Some people are off cuckoo. Okay? And you don't want no confrontation with nobody. Use your bucket, and when the air is clear, you empty your bucket. I'm telling you, okay? Now, Um, I will tell you some of the abuse that you may go through once you come here, okay? And have been through a lot of abuse, a lot. I wish I was wasted for what I went through, okay? And this is why I'm telling you, when you're illegal, you're subjected to a lot of abusement, okay? But first thing I want to tell you, put on part of your money to play your playing fear if you're ever caught, before you're ready to go home or you find somebody to marry you. And if somebody says they love you and they're gonna tell you all the good things, you buy your ticket and you go home. Let he come and marry you. Because they do promise women a lot of things just to get them to slave for them and rob them money, and then they spit on you. So, you know, you must know if, well, they're so good, you would even know that they're not genuine. Anyhow, I want to tell you of the abuses that you go through when you're in this country. And if you can't take it, go home, okay? You're here legal, okay? Poor nutrition, okay? You can't get no, you can't, if you're doing living work, you get a day off or 2 days off. While you're living there, you have to eat what they eat if they're not West Indians, right? From any other West Indian countries. If it's like white people not used to our food, you can't cook saltfish because it says stink up the house, which it does, okay? You can't use your pots because your pot gonna stink. They're gonna spawn up the fine, expensive pot set. So if you have to cook when you get your day off, you cook your food elsewhere, put it in plastic containers, and you bring it to your work when you come back to work. Physical abuse, domestic abuse, okay? If you're being abused by a man you're living with, cohabitating with him, you know, they may beat you up, okay? But if they beat you up, you go to the authorities. They take care of you. Make sure they take care of you, okay? But some people won't go. They're afraid, right? Physical abuse, verbal abuse, they curse you nasty, you know, so emotional abuse, financial abuse. People borrow money and they don't pay you back. And you can't ask them for your money. So find a way how you're going to send your money to your country. Because once they know you have it, they're coming to borrow it. And you can't ask them for it. They ain't giving it to you. So that's a loss there. If you ever open your mouth, you know, and you're going up those steps before time. Okay. Bedroom abuse. You know what I mean by bedrooms? Bedroom abuse. And guess what? You have to do an abortion. They can't bring the baby. Because it's happening so often, like every 2 months. That's your contraceptive. Okay? If you say anything, if you report it, you're on the plane. They humiliate you. All you have, tears of sorrow every day. Okay? Threats of deportation. Sometimes you become homeless. I remember this girl. She had it so hard in her country. And she was turned away by her relatives. She had no friends and this and that. And she checked the paper and she saw a woman had 4 kids. Usually the people don't want to look after 4 kids. And she told the lady if she could hire her. And she went and she told the lady, ma'am, I don't have anywhere to live. I have nowhere to sleep. If you pay me $25 a week, I'll take it. And she showed the lady her passport. She said, this is me. You can take a photocopy, but don't keep my passport. I won't hurt your children. I won't steal from you. But I can't go home. She says she'd rather die than going home because there's nothing to go home to. Excuse me. The lady hired her, but she paid her a lot more than $25 a week. That's how desperate she is. Okay? Sometimes in this country, everybody report everybody. Mother, father, sister, brother, cousin. They report you to the immigration. Okay? So you don't trust nobody. You trust God and Him only. Okay? They want your money to borrow, but they ain't paying you back and you don't lend to them. Grievances. Okay? When I came to this country, I endured a lot of abuse. I wish I could die. You know what's funny? That's when I realized what life is. When you're alive, you have to fret to live. How you gonna eat? You're gonna wear? You're gonna shelter? When you die, it's so free. You feel so good. I wish that would happen to me. And one day I'll tell you what I endured. Okay? Now, don't ever let anybody take away your passport. Show it to them. You can give them a copy. But you don't expect to move in somebody's house with all their property, their children, their most precious asset, their dogs, and you give them a false name or present some false card. No, you can't do that. Okay, so tell them the truth. Tell them, ma'am, I'm here, I don't want papers, and I have my children, I have to work. Could you hire me? And most times they hire you because they can't even pay the required amount set by the government, you know, and they treat you very nice. You become a blended family. They love you, you know. So, what I endured, boy. Now, the other thing is, when you come into this country, you end up with a lot of sickness. Some people came with it and some, it just happened. Like high blood pressure. You develop heart condition and diabetes, asthmatic. So many sicknesses you can get. So you have to put away money that in case you're sick, you can go to the doctor and buy your medicine. Okay? And prepared. When you get what you want, or almost get it, go home and apply again and come good. At least you have chances. I know this guy, he came into the country and what happened was he met this girl and the girl, he asked the girl to marry him. The girl charged him $5,000. He was so happy that he gave the girl the $5,000. And he looked about the wedding plans and everything, and they got married. The girl took that $5,000 and let me tell her, clothes, shoes, hairdos, car. And when the guy says, what about file my papers? She said, what papers? Don't you know I'm on welfare? I can't help you. You know what the guy did? He packed up his clothes and everything and he went to Jamaica. Now he's in USA. The girl said, leave me alone or I'll report you. So you come in this country, don't talk to a woman that's on government assistance. She cannot help you. She's gonna rob you, okay? And you just gotta take your loss, right? When you're working in these homes or restaurants, whatever, you will not get the full pay, okay? You won't. They won't pay you good. They pay a fraction, right? And they had more work. Every day is more work, more work, more work. And they pay it low and low and low and low. You can't say nothing. You just have to take the little money and give you. The other thing is when you come here, people will befriend you. And when they befriend you, they want to know where you live so they can send authorities to get you. They'll invite you to their picnics and their barbecues and, you know, whatever they're having at the house. And they invite you. When you go into these functions or occasions, dress very poorly. Find where the goodwill, the salvation is, and second-hand stores, go there and buy. Don't go there flashy. They're gonna send you home. They're saying you just come here dressed like that, and I'm here so long and I can't dress like that. So don't go to them dressing look good, too good. Okay, just go clean but ordinary, not no dress up. Okay, and you don't gonna go there showing your boobs, showing your figure, wearing those clothes that reveal your shape, your cheeks hanging out. You know, women get paranoid when they see another woman. A woman's enemy is her next woman. Okay? Make sure you don't talk up to men because you don't know who they belong to. And some of them worship these men. Okay? The men come first, the house comes second, children come third, the dog come fourth, and God come fifth. That's how they attach to the men. Okay? I'm telling you, so make sure you don't look at the men. If the men looking at you, don't look at the men. Okay? Leave whatever function you're invited to earlier than it's over. You don't want nobody to drop you home because they want to know where you live. And once they know where you live, you are going home before time. Okay? Remember me telling you that. Whatever you do, whoever help you, and you know anything about them, zip. Okay? Don't say nothing whether the treatment is good or it's bad. Don't say anything. Okay? If you send it to Jamaica, it may reach back to Canada. And one thing I have to warn you about, it's not people alone that will turn you in. People stay in Jamaica and they turn you in. I remember one girl I know from Jamaica, and one day her boyfriend came to Canada, who she had lived with for 12 years, and he came to Canada. And he came, well, he decided he could come and get help, get through, and marry her. One day she called him where he worked, and a woman answered the phone, and the woman says, "Who are you?" She says, I'm his Jamaican girlfriend calling. She says, "Let me tell you something. Don't you call back here, okay? He does not want you. I am the Canadian woman." And the girl hung up in her ears, and she called my number. And when I said hello, I don't know if there's any police in Jamaica could price the words she told me. Absolute profanity. I couldn't get a word in, and I hung up the phone. I said, I know it was her voice. And I waited till she had calmed down. And I called her back. And I said, why you telling me all those words? She said, hey, you me tell the bad word them? I said, yes. I said, what's wrong? She said, me just call my man. And a woman tell me don't call back. She's a Canadian woman. And she hung up the phone and she said, you know something? I'm gonna do what you have to do with him. And she says, I want you to give him a message. Tell him I says what he went to Canada for, he will never get it. And she'll make sure he doesn't get it. Right? She said, I show my partner draw. My partner draw what pay is fair. He didn't even have underwear too. And I fix up his suitcase. And then he didn't have anything. I make him. And he went to foreign and dissing me. You know something? He almost got caught, but he got away. God was on his side. He got away. So people in Jamaica, they know your anything about you. They stay right out there and send you into the immigration to you, because you know what? They even give the immigration your yard name. Suppose when you were small, they call you chubby or collarbone. When they come together, they have your government name and your yard name. Everything they have. Okay. It's only who know you can tell them those stuff. So be careful. Okay. You know who report illegal more than anybody else? Illegals. Illegal report people as you wink, and they're illegal. This girl, she's not landed. She's illegal. And she met this guy from her town where she's from. And the guy was dating another girl, but she wanted to be beloved by the guy more than the other girl that he's fooling around. But the other girl that the guy's fooling around with, she's legal, so he wants her to marry him and set him free. So every morning this guy came to visit her. So she feels good. He loves her and stuff like that. One morning he came to visit her, and he gave her a shopping bag. So they talk and thing, and then he left. After he left, she took the bag, and when she looked in the bag, she saw 3 panties. And she saw a receipt. And she took the receipt and she looked at it. And it says 3 items for $6.99 and 3 items for $2.99. So she went to the store, because that's the neighborhood she lives. Everybody knows her. And she went to the store and she said, this guy bought this thing. What were they for? The lady said he bought 3 panties for $6.99 and 3 panties for $2.99. Then she realized her panties were the $2.99 and the girl got the more expensive one. You know, she reported the guy. He got deported. So people are vindictive. Okay? You can't trust nobody. Nobody. Okay? I have so many stories. My video is so long. Anyhow, another story is this girl went to a big company to work. And while she was working, she met this guy, and they lived together, and she had a baby and stuff. So one girl came along and saw the guy at work and loved the guy, and she wanted the guy. So what she did, she befriended the girlfriend and know all about where they live, how old is the baby, which babysitter looks after the baby, and everything. She even followed the girl to the place to pick up the baby in the evening. but she wanted the girlfriend man so bad. So she investigated how you report people and to get them deported. And she found out that they'll pick you up between 1 and 3 weeks. What she did, she took 3 weeks off. Every day she called the workplace and asked them, what's going on? Anything new? Anything. But she wants to know if the authorities came there, which is authorities mean illegal immigration. And every day she called, nothing new, just work. So she said, sure, they aren't coming anymore. So she went back to work after 3 weeks. The same day she went back to work, that's the same day they came. And they stormed the complete building at every door. And when they came in and started, the boyfriend of the girl got out before they could catch him. And he saw a bus was coming and he ran into the bus. And somebody gave him a bus ticket. So the bus is gone with him and they corner everybody. You know where that girl said she hid? She opened the deep freeze and she went to the carcass of a cow. Like her foot was on the ground, but she went in. You know, those big cows and they have them anchored like your anchor ship. She said, that's what I went in till the storm was over. She said when she came out, she looked like a snowman, but she didn't feel any cold, right? And guess what? The girl who reported her and the one with the baby, they went on the same plane. Because when they grabbed the girl with the baby, she started crying. And she told them, we took your baby. We took your baby. I have my baby at the sitter. And they said, don't worry about the baby. The baby's fine. They went and took that baby to Children's Aid Department long time. Right? And then they came and got them. And she went home with her baby. Her baby came, well, at the age of 16, the child can come back into the country because he's Canadian. So don't trust nobody. You have a man and you want the man, you can't even let nobody believe you're a man because they take him, especially if you don't have no papers. Right? Do you want to hear more stories? Okay, I'll give you this one. This girl came here. She stayed illegal. Now, she got paid every weekend, like every Friday. And then she goes by her best friend who lives with her mother. And she spent the whole weekend because she lives alone in a basement. So going after leaving work Friday evening, she goes straight to her best girlfriend home and she spend the weekend. All right. What she does, the girlfriend mother buys groceries every week and you take your lunch to work. So she buys 5 apples every weekend. So she have an apple each day to take to work with the rest of her food. This girl, when she go by her girlfriend, she eat 3 of the apple or 2 or 4. So when the mother go to get her lunch, she only see 1 apple. And it's not her daughter that eat the apple. When they cook, she first go in the pot and take out her food. She don't wait for the food to share. She figure more or less she's family, they love her and thing. The mother reported the girl. She got deported. The immigration went to her house. I heard that they ate her apple. She had apples. She loved apples, it seemed, because They took her half, they took her passport, they search up everything and they take what they have to take. And she went to the best girlfriend. They went to the home where the girl was working and asked them for the employer workplace and tell them to come because they have her. And they're going to take her away. And they waited for her employer to come and take over the baby. Excuse me. And they took her away. And they had her locked up. But what happened with her? She could have had a hearing, but she was asked to leave the country twice. Twice to tell her to go home. And she didn't go, so they deported her. So after they had her locked up, where they hold immigrants, you're allowed a phone call. She called her best girlfriend, the one where her mother report her, and they go and they take the girl TV. And the rest of the clothes, they must have sent it her, I don't know what they did, to her mother in Jamaica. Her best friend and her mother terminated the girl right before time. So I'm telling you again, if anybody feels they're gonna deport you and you can't come back, go home. If you don't decide to go home, don't come. Okay? Don't come. Because you must achieve something to fulfill your goals. Please. And when you get what you want, go home. Go home and apply again. And you may get papers, legal papers. Okay? Now, I want to tell you one more, and then I tell you do's and don'ts or what you might experience. This girl is in the country legal, so she got a man who says he can help her. He can do immigration papers. He was not a lawyer. I think I don't know, you call him immigration consultant. She got involved with the guy. Paid a lot of money. Because he said he had to send this paper in and it cost money. She had a baby for the guy. So anyhow, excuse me, she asks the guy, what's going on? You know, from I've been paying you, I'm not getting nothing. What's going on? You know, I need to know what's happening to my papers. The guy didn't like it because the argument got really heated. She was mad that, you know, she had a baby for him. He took all her money and said, oh, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. And she's not getting anything. So what she did, the guy I heard reported her to the immigration. Told him everything about her. And when you don't have papers, the door knock, you don't open it. And that man gave the immigration everything about her. And they went to the house to get her. When they knocked on the door, she went under the chair, the Chesterfield or couch. And there was a little baby in the hall where she was. And the brother opened the door. She lived with her brother. And the guy says, I'm looking for, like they said, Janet Sinclair. Or we're looking for Pinky. Okay, the baby is about 2. And the brother says, she's not here. And he says, where is she? The little baby point under the Mommy Pinky, under the chair. And they ordered her to come out, and she came out, and they took her away. So the baby was left with the brother. So when the baby was left with the brother cooking his lunch to go to work, when he realized the baby was there, and the mother was gone, they took her. So the guy said, but I soon have to leave to work. Who gonna look after you, man? You let them take your mother and gone. The guy made 2 bottles, 2 pamper, 2 suit of clothes, and took a taxi and went to the holding here where they hold immigrants, illegal immigrants, and told them, look, this child mother is in the back somewhere there. This is his feed, this is his clothes. I'm not a babysitter. I don't know how to look after baby, and I'm gone. I left the baby. They had to take the baby, I heard. Get the baby a lawyer, get the mother a lawyer. So you can't trust nobody. Cannot. Unless you only trust God. I have a lot of stories, but forget it right now. Now, the other thing I want to emphasize is things that you may have to go through when you're employed. You might be working in unsanitary conditions. If you don't like it, leave. Okay, can't complain. You'll be working along the minimum wage. Minimum wage. And you'll have working long hours, 6 to 7 days sometime. Okay? The place maybe have roach, bed bugs, and rats. You can't endure it, leave. You also will be living in unfinished basements. These basements, they're just raw, just open. People put a sheet or a curtain around it, and you have to sleep down there. Some of them get so sick that one girl told me the doctor had to send a letter to the employer and says she's getting too much frequent colds. You know, she can't stay in that environment. Okay? They can't afford to pay her. They don't have it. And she's sickly. So she had to find another job. Okay? You'll be blackmailed if you don't do what they want. Okay? And threatened. Poor nutrition. You know you come from your island and you eat your breadfruit and your yam and dumpling. When dinner time, you may get 1 leg and 1 potato. That's it, at dinner. But we eat a lot more than these people, you know, so they figure that's a big meal. This girl was working with a family, and they gave her a little bit of food. She said, could you buy me 1 big bag of rice and 1 big bag of flour? So every day she eat rice and dumpling, and they give her the meat. See? Now, you can have added tasks. For instance, you may be asked to wash the car or the van. You may also have to cut the lawn. The lawn this lady told me it was taller than her. She had backaches pushing that lawn mower. Gardening. You have to walk the dogs. You have to shovel snow. And no extra pay. I'm just telling you things that you might have to do. And if you don't like it, go home. Are your country, our country, right? Because a lot of people go home. It's vinegar they get. One girl was working a doctor, and she had to ask the doctor for hygiene products. She was having her monthly, and there was no pads. He wouldn't pay her. Anyhow, she left him. You work with your employer, and then her friends might have a party. You have to go there, wash up this, wash up that, prep this, prep that. You never get extra pay, not 1 penny. Okay, so those are things that you have to go through when you come into this country without without working papers. And your friend or whoever tried to help you, I'm pretty sure most time they warn you, but you say prefer die trying than do nothing. Well, that is it, you know. When some people borrow money to come here and they can't pay it back, they leave their children in unsafe condition. People abuse them. They cry. They're sending money, but they can't go home yet. Okay? And the other thing, when these people are caught and deported, it's not nice to call them what? Deported, dipper, or whatever. These people are good people, a lot of them. They just want a better life. Right? They just want a better life. Don't call them dipper. Give them a little respect. Nobody runs from good. And some come here and make a house of themselves. They want to be in the fast lane. The other thing, when you come here, you meet a man and he goes to party, make sure it's not basement parties, because a lot of people get caught at basement parties. Basement parties is usually a residential area, and these men would take these ladies there, and what happened, they would walking people, what do you call it, gardening, landscaping. They throw pop bottles, can bottles, they swear, they talk loud, they block the streets. So many things. People call police. The police run them up. Bam. You're gone. So don't go to those parties. If you need somewhere to go to the subway and sit down on your day off. Go to the library. Okay? Go for long walks. You don't have to go with these men. And when a man sees you and he likes you, he'll ask you, oh, let me take you to the New York. Let me take you to Buffalo. I can shop. He wants to know if you're landed, if you're in the country legal. Just tell him you don't like America, nothing from America. Because you know you can't say yes. They're sending you home. They're going to deport you. Or they threaten you. They realize, well, you don't have papers. Then you turn the woman. They want tires for the car, clothes. You can't pack no barrels. You can't send no money for your kids. You become the slaves. You move in with them. You gotta wash the clothes by hand, especially the shirts and the merino. They call it in Canada wife beater. Those have to be washed by hand and make it white. Okay, the shirts have to be washed by hands. No washing machine. They want cow foot for lunch. You gotta start cook the cow foot from this evening. Get up 4 a.m. to finish it. Right? That's how you're treated when you're not straight in this country. When you're on the tightrope. Okay? People take advantage of you. I don't know, you're young or you're old. You know, you gotta find somewhere of enjoyment, recreation, other than getting itched with these men, because they take advantage of you. As you have to focus on your goals while you're here. Please, once you get what you want, you go home. Apply again. Maybe you have hookups, job offers. Somebody's willing to sponsor you for a minimum wage. Then you take up the offer. You can apply for a position here. and you get it. Please go the right way. You see? Some people have to rake leaves, water flowers. The employer wake up in the middle of the night. They turn over and they call and says, feed the baby. They ain't feed no baby. You gotta get up. If you're in the basement, you gotta take the stairs with your eyes half open, go upstairs, take the baby out the crib, feed the baby. The parent ain't getting up. So I hope what I've said to you, it helps. Understand? So I don't know if the same is in America or England, but I can speak for Canada. One of the worst things I've heard, this girl came to me and she was shaking like a leaf. She was working with this employer, wife and husband and kids. And the wife brought home a set of insurance forms, filled them out, and they asked her to sign that if she passed, they are the beneficiary. The things people go through to stay in this country. So she left. I don't know where she found another job, but she did. But I'm telling you, everybody you can think of, they will report you. So take heed. Prepare to be deported. No, don't wait for the deportation, please. Go home. Ask them, beg them. Go down on your knees and say, I will go home. I have my fare. Right? I'd like to share this video, like this video, and subscribe it. And take heed. Make up your mind if you want to come. And if you come, you know what can happen. I'm out.